We're on the record in cause number 327134, the state of Texas versus Daquin Marquise Cantu. Okay, Mr. Cantu, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cantu, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, you may put your hand down. How are you doing again, Mr. Cantu?
No, sorry.
All right, Mr. Cantu, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Jack Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Cantu, okay, Mr. Cantu, the information alleges that on or about June 2nd of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A. This information further alleges that prior to the presentment, that during the period of April 1st of 2019 until October 7th of 2019, and information charging you with the above offense was pending in a court of competent jurisdiction, to wit, cause number 322364 in County Court at Law, County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, style of state of Texas versus Daquin Marquise Cantu. Now, is that true?
Yes, sir.
Now, so basically the statute of limitations was told, because there was a case that was pending. Now, Mr. Cantu, to the charge of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2A, which is a Class B misdemeanor, which is allegedly occurred on June 2nd of 2018 while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay, you pleading no contest?
Yes,
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Cantu, I have before me what is marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Mr. Cantu, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of the same document, Mr. Cantu, are these your initials? And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Cantu, is this your signature above the line that says defendant? And on the next document, Mr. Cantu, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Cantu, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature above the line that says defendant? There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? You have a discovery certification?
pardon, Your Honor.
The discovery certification. Did you sign that?
I haven't received that yet.
It's right there. You have to fill it out.
Yes.
Okay, we'll give you some time to do that. We'll be in a little recess. We're back on the record. Mr. Cantu, I have before me what is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Cantu, prior to signing and initialing these documents on the tablet and the document that's on paper, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer States 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Lawrence, do you have any objections?
I haven't been able to read it yet.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's take a recess. Okay, we're back on the record. Mr. Lawrence, do you have any objections to State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2 being admitted as evidence?
No, Your Honor, this is the probable cause affidavit I've had in my file. I just will say that Mr. Cantu should not be blamed for the drugs that his mother, who was the driver of the vehicle, had on her person,
Your Honor,
what the other people had on their persons.
Ms. Ramos?
either he's accepting this plea or he's rejecting the plea. To come in now and be arguing about something with drugs being other people's, that would indicate he's not accepting the plea.
The only thing I'm saying is the only thing he's charged with is what was on his person, according to the probable cause affidavit. And I'm just saying, if we're going to admit the probable cause affidavit, I don't want that to be taken as a sign that we're admitting to anything else other than what he's charged with. So
Okay.
we're accepting the plea because that's what he's charged with.
Okay, so you're saying he's pleading no contest of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2A?
Yes, yes,
Which
Your
is a
Honor.
Class B misdemeanor.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Ramos, you have anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and so therefore, you don't have any objections to State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2 will be admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you advising counsel, Mr. Cantu, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, absolutely not.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'll find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. We'll also find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. We'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 6 months deferred, a $200 fine, and 50 hours community service.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, the state is offering that you serve 6 months on deferred adjudicated probation. During this probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $400 plus court costs of, a fine of $200 plus court costs of $437, which comes to a total of $637. You'll also be required to pay a $100 reimbursement fee to the crime lab. And you'll also be required to pay $60 probation fee each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And you have to reimburse the county the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. And this comes to a total in monthly installments of $255. Would you be able to pay the $255 each month?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your
Now-
Honor, is there some way we can reduce the court cost? He only works 20 hours a week at Lamar right now.
Well, he said
Yeah.
he said he can pay the monthly installments of $255. So the court has not, based on what he's saying, he's not determined to be indigent to not to pay this. If he was indigent, the court has a duty to make the adjustment, but that's why the court asked the question if he could pay it. He said he could pay it.
I got a question. Is this gonna like mess with me with my school? Like, 'cause I'm trying
Well, that's a question that you need to ask your lawyer, not the court. Okay, now, so let's go back to the plea bargain. So you'll be paying $255 a month each, with $255 each month. Do you understand that? And you told the court that you can pay that, is that correct? You have to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you also be required to perform 50 hours of community service. And you also have to perform the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Cantu, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer, in your case, is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Cantu, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Cantu, please stand on the X in front of the clerk and you follow her directions. She'll have some paperwork that you need to fill out, and once you complete, you'll be free to go to the probation office. She'll give you all of that information. And you can have a good day, Mr. Lawrence. You can have a good day as well.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay.